Kenneth Rogers, do you have something to add?
I just wanted to add that incentives play a big part of re-entering formerly incarcerated people back into their community. Me, myself, even when I was incarcerated, when I got out, I was looking for something. I wanted something, you know. If nothing else but a place to stay or somewhere to go to have lunch. And when people have a place or a person where they can feel comfortable with that and, you know, get back into the norm of living, then they're gonna continue to go there. This is some of the things that we do at the center for us trying, like I say, trick them. We offer them lunch. We offer free lunch. It's on a donation basis, but if you don't have any money, you're more than welcome to eat. That goes for anybody, and you can imagine how many people show up just for the lunch line. But once we get them there for lunch, I try and entice them to go upstairs and play some pool with me or play some dominoes or whatever, just to keep them around, get them to come and volunteer. You know, volunteer some of their time, get them off the streets. You know, if they're on the streets, they're subject to get in trouble, but if they're around a senior center volunteering, mopping the floor, sweeping the floor, then they're less likely to go to jail. I'm a firm believer in believing in people, because there was a lot of people believed in me. This man here sitting next to me, he was one of the first ones that believed in me a long time ago. And I haven't looked back since, because I still remember some of the words he told me. But it was his genuine sincerity that touched me and is keeping me in the same place. Mr. Jeff Adachi, he's a big role model in my life today. Like 14 years ago, Paul Stewart. Paul Stewart is one of my mentees from years ago. He's here with me today. But you have to have some kind of incentives for people that don't have nothing, that's coming from nothing. And it's hard to get them to stay if they don't have nothing. You know, you don't put nothing on the table. And like they're saying, there's no money for it.
Okay, we've got to move on, but I'd like to have Ron Sanders have the last word.
Oh, yeah, I worked 4 years as a drug counselor at Bayside Residential and outpatient, would deal with parolees. And what I seen there was like a revolving door. I would see the same clients 5, 6 times. And then it got to the point where I was like, then I started figuring it out that, hey, he's not ready to stop using, you know, and they just keep arresting him. But a lot of things, what it had to do with is because a lot of clients have mental problems to go with the drug problems, and they're not being addressed. And you're addressing the drug problem, but you're not addressing the mental problem too. So, you know, and that's why they keep coming back and back and back, you know, until finally a client breaks down and said, this is what's been bothering me all these years, and I need to get this off my shoulder, you know?
Thank you, Rudy Aguilar, Ronald Sanders, and Kenneth Rogers. The last part of our panel discussion will be focused on an innovative reentry program run by the Sheriff's Department that we've heard about, called NOVA, which stands for No Violence Alliance. And we have 3 people on our panel who are with the NOVA program: Cedric Akbar, George Duran, and Abdul Aziz. Can one of you explain what NOVA is, what its mission is, and what NOVA has accomplished since it started a year ago?
Okay. Anyway, NOVA stands for the No Violence Alliance Project, and it's a collaboration of CBOs, that community CBOs in communities like Bayview Hunters Point, which are the targeted communities, Bayview Hunters Point, Fillmore, which is Western Addition, and the Mission. And this is the first program that has targeted people that have been violent offenders. The only thing that you need to have to get into NOVA is that you want to be in NOVA and that you have violence on your record. And this was a very unique program. And I can say this to you, that I would not be connected to a program if it didn't work. Positive Directions Equals Change is located in Bayview Hunters Point at 3rd and Newcomb, in the heart of Bayview Hunters Point. And what allows Nova to work is that we already know these people before they got arrested. So we already have that connection. And one of the main things that, and permission to speak, one of the main things that and I'm gonna get back to Nova for you, but that I always see that is missing with people returning into the community is a disconnection. And when I was hearing those young people speaking, now they were speaking from their perspective, and then I'm dealing with the person that's coming home, which is their father. And it's a huge disconnection between those two. And how do we bring those two worlds together? And that's the thing about community involvement, which is so important. And we have to have you as the community to have an extended hand for that person when he comes back, because he's been disconnected or she has been disconnected for a long time. So I just wanted to bring that point home. And it's not only being connected with the community itself, but it's being connected with the services in the community, being connected with employment in the community, all the businesses in the community, churches in the community, whatever it is that's in that community that can bring a tie. If it's no more than saying good morning to a person, that is a connection. And that's what we must have, and I say that's what's really lost with this. And that's what community-based programs bring. Okay, with the Nova project, we have intensive case management on an individual. We connect with the person, be it in jails or prisons, or we connect with the person on the street. And their entry process into Nova is either going through the Sheriff's Department or going through one of the CBOs. And once a person is engaged in Nova, we see that person on a day-to-day basis. We are so involved in that person's life, I feel like sometimes that I am that person. But I always have to keep that little disconnection with the person. But we offer housing, which is rare, and I mean they actually get housing. We offer employment, in which a lot of Nova clients are actually working. And a lot of Nova clients claim that they want a job, and that's all they need is a job, but they find out later that they don't have the skills to continue to work in employment. So we have to develop that with them. In Nova, it's no way that you could ever get kicked out of Nova. We know that you're gonna have problems. You might even get rearrested. We know that you still may go out and do things that breaks the law. And it's not that we support breaking the law at all, but we still will support you, the individual, and put arms around you. We also support knowing who your family is, and whatever that family may be. It could be, you know, the friends on the street, which we also allow in Positive Directions to allow that person to come to the program. And we support that person. And this is the first time to a program, and I'm so proud to say, that the money is attached to the individual. It is not attached to anyone's program. It goes to the actual individual. If he needs a driver's license, we get the driver's license. If he needs boots to start a union job or something like that, that is supplied for the individual. And at the same time, that person must attend some type of classes. And for the most Nova clients, since they are violent offenders, we want them in an anger management class, domestic violence or something like that, because one thing I know for sure is a violent offender, I want them close to me. I don't want them away from me. I want to know where they are at all times. And then that's about building trust and having a relationship with the person. And that's another good thing about Nova is that we are allowed to do that, to build that trust with the individual. And they have so much trust that they're even trusting the Sheriff's Department. And I've heard people say that I don't trust people in uniforms. But with the Sheriff's Department on this particular project, they are a part of this project. And it's truly supported. I get off my soapbox, so I let a person who is in Nova can tell you a little bit more about it than I can.